This was my third trip. Once again, somehow I came up with 3 points. I don't know how I keep coming up with that. But most of it I wrote down today while I go, so I can't read it anyway. So, first of all, I want to thank everybody for their support. I mean, if we didn't have everybody packing the medicine, praying, giving the money, we'd have no chance. I mean, it'd truly be a miracle if we could get through it, because y'all just don't know how much that helps us by all the work you do, all the prayers you do, and just everything you do. Being my third trip, I got to kind of sit back and I watched a lot of the people that was their first trip. And, before we left, there was a hurricane that went through there, and they had mudslides, they had sinkholes, they had a volcano eruption, closed the airport down, and, a lot of people were getting apprehensive. And I noticed how they changed during the week, how they got more dependent on God, They weren't worried about what was going to happen. They just depended on God, And Ed was so good to help me. I think we worked Ed to death, but he never complained. He worked from the time we got there to the time we left. And like Ed said today in Sunday school, we'd be behind, and after everybody get caught up, they come down there and help us catch up. Edwin and Frank be giving out tracts and talking to people about Jesus while he's helping us catch up. It was amazing to see everybody kick in and help. And I got to go. Abby got to meet us, my daughter, who I don't get to see a lot because she's in New York. One thing that really touched me about her is I'd given her some money, which is not unusual, It's, that's more like it. But the next day I asked her, she said, do I have any keep salads? I said, well, I gave you $300 yesterday, like a daddy always does. She said, well, I gave it to Carol at the dump to buy food. So I thought, to me that was real special, So maybe something that I've preached all these years, hit home. And but coming back, Bob asked me to pray on the bus coming back, and I had thought about it. I said, we ain't making a dent. There's so many people there, and it's such a dent and everything. And I'm thinking about they have no past, they have no present, but, by giving them Jesus Christ, they have a future. And I thought about it, I said, now they play on streets. As I said in my prayer, they play on streets of silver. But by giving them Jesus, they can play on streets of gold. Instead of having bodies that are deformed, they'll have a perfect body one day. So this really hit me. I said, this is what we're doing. We're not really helping. We're helping a little bit, but really we're helping by giving them Jesus Christ. And thank you.